Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there, all you happy hashers? I see we got Crypto Bedell in the house. We got Jason the Tiger Osborne here. Yo, we got Shuby. What up, what up? Man, like I'm just sitting here checking my audio real quick. Yeah, everything looks nice and crispy. Awesome. So how is everybody doing out there in YouTube land? Definitely smash that lizardy like button, subscribe, and hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Because Shuby's like, man, I didn't get notified that you're going live. And man, I go on your spot and it doesn't even show that you're going live. The censorship is real. And real talk that the YouTubes do not approve of gets really heavily censored. We know this. We all know this, guys. So sometimes we have to be the notification, right? So, guys, definitely put it out there on the socials that I'm live, guys, because, you know, the censorship. Yeah. And also, if you guys are looking for some miners, I've got links down below for discounts for FPGAs through Offspray. Yo, a little partnership that I got with them provides you guys with some discounts. Yeah, it gives me a little kickback, but provides you value in the same sense. So they're incentivizing me to push this to you guys. So bam. There is that too. So all the links that I have are all down below. There's also non-sponsored links. I was just like, hey, look, I can get a discount link. All right, cool. So there's Parallel Miner down there too. Helped you guys out with a little discount over there. So bam, got everything down there below for you. So let's go ahead and dive right on into things. Hey, Shuby, should I make everybody wait for a little bit? Like, you know, open it up now, later. You can let me know. He's like, of course I get to notice that you're live 20 minutes, but not that you're live at the moment. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Nobody even knows that I'm alive. That's how you know when you're spewing out too much raw knowledge. Too much raw knowledge. So let me know if you want me to make everybody wait on that. I'll let you decide. But let's go ahead and dive into things. He's like, it's like I can only be here for about 10 minutes, then heading home. Oh, so you want me to open it up now? I'll open it up right now, dude. You only got 10 minutes, and then you're gonna be driving home. So, like, sure. All right. So, what we're talking about is, well, Shuby sat there and he's like, shoot me an address. He's like, I got a hat. I'm like, all right, cool. So I pick up this box this morning, and I'm like, I get it in my truck and I give it a little shake. Definitely something's rolling around inside of there. I'm like, man, something sounds broken. I'm like, what did he send me? And then I see the message when I got back. He's like, there's something else extra in there. And my first question is, you know, reminding me of Red Panda Mining. You know, it's like, I can open this up on stream, right? It's not going to get me demonetized, right? He's like, no, you're all good, you're all good. I'm like, all right, cool, man. I don't want to be like Red Panda where he opens up a box and it's got a Darth Schlong in there. Yeah, I don't need that. So let's go ahead and open up this. I mean, poor box didn't have a chance. Look at that. They played football with this fucker. They were like, man, like a fat guy stood on it, man. It was like, damn, dude. He's like, I need that Budweiser. Can stay for not too long. I feel you on that. Let's go ahead and open this up. So yeah, they certainly football kicked this into the truck. So hopefully whatever is in here isn't like broken. I mean, can it be broken? I have no idea. See a hat. I don't see anything that would be jingling though. Oh, there we go. Oh, oh. Oh, that's cool. That's pimp. We got FA. Put the FAs in chat, guys. We have an FA. We have a command for an FA. It's like that's the only box I had. Sorry. Like, oh, look at that. Everybody, spam that FA in the chat. Got a badass little keychain here that's been laser engraved, dude. It's pretty pimp. I'm gonna say it, man. It's pimp. Then there's like a little random piece of wood in here, and then oh, you guys, hold on here. Oh, there's another piece of wood. Hold on, guys. Hold on. I have to do this, you know. So we're gonna do that. You know, we're gonna do this. I mean, hold on, guys. Hold on. And it's super FA now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got now y'all definitely better be spamming that FA, cause bro, mic drop. This is FA. Super FA, man. It's got a nice little FA leather patch on there. It says FA on it. So it must mean it's FA. You know, cause it's got an FA on it. Just saying, it's FA. Cause to Shuby, you are rated F for fucking awesome. Yo. Thank you so much, Shuby. This is pimp. Big pimpin'. Big pimpin'. That's a nice hat, bro. Seriously. That's a really nice hat. Super nice. Bro. It fits like right off the bat. It's like darker engravings coming soon. Found better patch material. Yo. So we got some of the OGs. You'll be able to tell the OGs from the non-OGs because the OG ones are gonna be a little bit lighter in color. That's awesome. That there is big pimping, bro. Big pimping. Bro, good looking out, bro. I'm blown away. It has far exceeded my expectations. Far exceeded. Thank you, Mike. I'm gonna this is so FA. It's going on the keychain ring. It's going on my truck ring, right? Meow. That's how FA this is. It's so FA, it's gonna be FA to the FA on here. Now I got an FA truck key ring. Pimpin'. Pimpin'. Big old thumbs up for the Shuby. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you. Seriously, thank you. And I hope you enjoy your after work refreshments. Crypto Mikkel said he was paying for the hat. Well, thank you, Crypto Mikkel, also if he's paying for it. Or thank you if you refuse his payment. But this is pimp, dude. Super pimp. Super pimp. It's like I think it's an IOU at this point. Is that because Mikkel had one hand delivered? I have no idea. They just offered it. I was like, man, I want one. I'll take one if it's free. I have no problem with taking an awesome free hat. I have a hat collection. I've got hats that go back. I've got hats that are over 30 years old, that are actually still in good wearable condition. I did not wear them out. I've got a few in my collection that are wore out. But yeah, I do have a bunch that are not wore out at the same time. So you gave 2 to Bedell. He gave 1 to Mikkel. Nice. Now I got one. Awesome. We're matchies. Time for limited edition crypto and hot rod A6. Oh, good God. I wish. Talking about that, man, with Osprey, man. I saw that TechMan had some Overborn Tech fan covers for the FPGA. So I was asking the guys up over at Osprey, actually, like my contact with Osprey, and I was like, hey, is there any way I can get any of the my hands on any of that Overborn Tech stuff? Like, is there like a fan cover or something like that? And they're like, well, we don't have much of anything left. And then I hear she responds back and goes, I've got something, and just winks at me and says I'll send it. I was like, that's cool. I wasn't expecting much, but man, this pretty pimp. It says Overborn Tech right on there, real light. Overborn Tech edition for the FPGA. So I don't have a fully Overborn Tech, but I got the faceplate. That's pretty cool. Pretty pimp. It's like DCA hats. I have the only FA hat. Oh, so this is even. I got the FA edition. Ooh. Oh, now that makes it all more special. I've got the only FA edition. Man, that's awesome. One of a kind. My man. Oh, my man. That's what's up, dude. That's what's up. Thank you. Much love, bro. I got a one-of-a-kind FA kind of hat. I'm almost afraid to wear it, man. It's like it's so one of a kind. I mean, this might be worth millions of dollars in the future. I mean, it's a one-of-a-kind hat. It was made by the Shubi. It represents, DCA branding. Oh, man. Dude, bro. One of a kind. One of a kind. Love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get into today's topics. He's like, heading home, see you in a few. Rock on, my dude. Be safe while you're driving. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get into today's topics here. So, going along the side of yesterday, where it was kind of financial doom and gloom, right? So, I mean, there's got to be a good side of things, right? There's got to be an upside. Well, when you have the powers to be that are out of our control, just absolutely turning the financial landscape into a political theater of a shit show, it really doesn't make much room for me and you to be able to protect ourselves from them. The very people that we vote in are the ones we need to protect ourselves against now, right? So, what are some of the solutions to doing this, right? I mean, For me, obviously, this is a mining channel. Of course, I'm going to sit there and say, Psh, bro, let's do some mining. It's no brainer. Especially if you're like new here and you're like, hey, I don't really mind, but this sounds interesting. Well, you got a gaming computer? The answer is yes. If you're sleeping at work or something, at school, whatever it may be, you're not using it, it should be making you a couple of bucks. It's not a get rich quick scheme. It's slow and steady wins the race. You put up a little bit of hardware, a little bit of electricity, you get a little bit of coinage back. A little sweet little bit of Bitcoin. You can go in a few different places to lay down your hash rate, especially if you're new. I don't recommend newbies to just all hardcore, let's mine all the way. It's like get into it like how a lot of people have gotten into it. You mine a little bit to nice hash, and I know there. The whole thing with the whole nice hash thing. I get it. I'm not in 100% agreement with what they're doing over there. Then you can also look at unmineable. There's more services out there that are easy plug and play systems that you can sit there and run it. Good to go. Nice and brain dead. Simple stuff that anybody who's just getting into this space can get into it. And then you just set your overclock so that it doesn't get hot. And if you guys are new here, certainly check out the links down below. Get into the Discord, and where me or one of the awesome community members would be more than happy to help you guys out if you are new to mining in this space. But hey, let's say, man, I don't got any hardware. I got a laptop. I'm not gonna mine on a laptop. Bro, I don't recommend anybody to mine on laptops or cell phones. The thing of a battery exploding it makes me nervous. So you're like, hey, look, how else could I protect my family and myself? Well, it's like you don't want to sit there and get into bonds. What are bonds? That's government debt. That's what bonds are. You're basically loaning your money out to the government and hoping that they pay you back. We see their track record. United States government's over $35 trillion and climbing. I don't put my money in the treasuries. The treasury bonds have been a manipulated market for a hot minute. Not very many people make money on there, and what money is made on there ain't a lot. Then you're looking at, okay, let me get into stocks. Well, stocks are, if you haven't been paying attention to it, every time there's any kind of economic turmoil, stock market drops or raises all through the roof, depending on if the turmoil is positive or negative, right? So I wouldn't be putting my money over there either. Unless you're sitting there and looking at particular things and you're like, hey, look, I use this product all the time. I've been using this product for years. I might as well buy a little into this company. Absolutely. That's a whole different thing. You're investing into a company on the products that you're using, right? So to me, that's a smarter investment. You know a lot about their product. You're going to know if that company's doing good or not because you're paying attention so that you can get your products, right? So yeah, I would say safely you can go into those, but don't be getting into big ass investments into a lot of these financial markets. Where I would be doing is taking ownership of either gold, silver, or Bitcoin. For anybody who's older, stumbling onto this channel, that I'm not sitting here saying you have to buy into crypto. Crypto is the way of the future. There's always going to be a place for gold and silver. Gold and silver has stood the testament of time. An ounce of gold 4,000 years ago is still an ounce of gold today. So the portability, the longevity of it has everything that what you want money to be. And if you're ever looking into it, just Google the 5 principles, like it's like 5 or 7 principles of what money is. In order to be money, everything else is currency. So that's how I kind of look at some of that stuff. So we're looking at gold and silver because we already know that an ounce of gold and silver that was in Egypt is still an ounce of gold and an ounce of silver today. That's how you want your money to be able to stand the testament of time. Hold on to its value. 1 ounce of gold is 1 ounce of gold. 1 Bitcoin is 1 Bitcoin. Now, what we are willing to trade that Bitcoin, gold, or silver for will vary through the ages. Because there's times where gold is in higher demand than others. Whenever there's economic turmoil, you have a higher demand for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Before Bitcoin, it was always gold and silver. Anytime there was any kind of turmoil, you'd watch the price of gold and silver go up. Do I own gold and silver? 100%. Do I store that gold and silver somewhere? Yeah. And in a pew of mine is not very far away from it too. So I have the security down pat. So taking physical ownership of said asset classes is where people have saved themselves through economic turmoils in the past. Those who held on to gold and silver through the Depression came out very wealthy on the other side. If they weren't wealthy, they came out, their family did very well for themselves coming out of the Depression. I see the same thing getting set up here. We are looking at a very prominent accumulation phase of where you're watching governments accumulating gold, silver, and Bitcoin, guys. Pay attention to this. There are countries that are actually putting Bitcoin onto their balance sheets. People are wanting to make a asset class that is going to that can serve the monetary purpose of what they need. Now, governments are going to want to have the ability to inflate, but they're not going to be able to inflate the Bitcoin. But utilizing the Bitcoin on their balance sheets to peg their currency against makes them long-term holders. They're not going to be very quick to sell off the Bitcoin. Now, flip side of that, if they needed to sell something, they're going to sell that Bitcoin before they give up their coffers of their gold. Over the centuries, countries have understood that you need a war chest, and your war chest is always filled to the brim with gold. That is what every nation has been taught since the written word. That you need your coffers, and your coffers need to be filled with gold. So, I mean, there are solutions to making sure that you survive economic turmoil. Economic turmoil is not going to just hit your pocketbook, guys. You're going to see it eventually at the grocery store if it pops off. And when you see it at the grocery store, you're going to see prices going up and the shelves becoming less and less full. You're absolutely going to be watching this in real time if the government debases the monetary policies as bad as they're en route to doing. And how do you save yourself really from that? Well, if you're in an apartment, start getting your bills in order. That is your number one goal right now. I mean, this is not financial advice, but I'm just saying goals should be your number one goal. Get all your bills in order. Get your house in order. After you get your house in order, we're going to sit there, and the next goal should be saving up. What are you saving for? Good question. You're going to save up for some land. Why land? Well, land allows you to have animals and grow food. Why do you want to do that? Well, there's nothing at the store to eat. That becomes the most valuable thing you got. Your whole world becomes that property. If the world economically breaks down, you got to think out in Hades, in Haiti, um, they basically eat fat cooked fat, salt, and dirt. Because it does have a caloric intake and the dirt fills them up. Yeah, they're eating mud cookies. Fatty mud cookies. Now, that's because they're not being taught that they can grow their own food. That very dirt that they're ingesting, oh, is what they should be surviving on, not eating. So I mean, you have populations of people around the world that have the ability to do for themselves, but don't. And I know the people that are watching here, especially if John Tremaine comes in, you know, with the lemon tree gang, we're gonna be. I'm trying to get all of you awesome people start thinking about, okay, you know, while you're paying off all your bills, getting your house in order. Let's say you all are renting, right? That's fine. Being younger and renting, that's normal. That's absolutely normal. Don't get into the pitfall of owing money on top of it, because then you never stop being a renter. Get your house in order. Second, while you're getting your house in order, to be able to start saving up, to be able to have property, right? Start learning how to grow some stuff. If you have no south-facing windows, you're gonna have to get a light kit. Light kits don't blow the budget. You don't have to spend hundreds of dollars for a light kit to be able to grow some veggies or some herbs. Learn how to grow some of the stuff before you go off grid. This way, you know, or not so much going off grid or going onto a property that you plan on actually growing on. Figure out how to grow first. Don't just move out in the middle of nowhere and think that you can just plant some seeds and you're going to survive. A lot of people have died doing that stuff, so let me throw an air of caution on that. But certainly everybody should start thinking about growing something of their own sort at their house. That's part of being decentralized. You go to the store, you are relying on centralized entities to provide you sustenance. Has Bitcoin not taught you anything? So start decentralizing your food sources. You should be growing at home. Everybody has the capabilities of doing this. There are no such thing as black thumbs, people who are inherently killing everything. Well, if you're inherently killing everything, make a book of everything you do all the way up until the death of that plant. And then the next time you go to plant that plant, change one of the things in there. So if you were watering it every day, try watering it every other day. Or here's an interesting one. Until you get the idea of how to water and you're doing it in a small little pot, water it. Get a little couple of drips to come through the bottom of it, right? And get yourself a little scale. Set the pot on there on the scale. And when the weight is about half of the weight, then you get to water it again. Until you get the idea of being able to lift up the pot and not have to overwater it. Overwatering looks like underwatering. One's a little worse than the other. Fabric pots. Yeah, fabric pots work very nicely. They do dry out a little faster, but they are nice. They're a little bit more forgiving because of that dry out. They do a quicker dry out versus a traditional pot that just drains through the bottom. So there is that too, guys. That you got to make sure that like the dirt is like to 1 inch down is dry. If it's dry 1 inch down, it's time to water. These are some of the rules of thumbs. But we all need to sit there and kind of learn how to do these practices. Grow your own food, grow your own herbs, and grow your own medicine. whatever your medicine may be, you should learn how to grow it. I'll leave it at that. uh, so it's like with all of that, these are the things that you put in. These are the solutions to be able to protect yourself and your family from the future of what the government is going to try to do to us. Not saying that Trump is perfect, that he's the perfect candidate in the whole wide world, the savior of the country. I think he's going to put us into a better into a better line of trajectory than Kamala Harris. I'm just saying. So it's like, don't forget to rotate between what you are growing. You know, crop rotations. Yo, what up, John Germain? I talked about you. I talked about that lemon tree gang, and here you are. It happened just a couple minutes ago. Just happened. But rotating crops, I will disagree with, Jason. I will actually disagree with you. What you need in your soil is soil diversity. So growing multiple things at the same time, making sure you have a cover crop always present, and that you're not growing food. So I mean, real talk here, right? I mean, this is stuff that I have on RN homesteading. So if you guys are ever interested in straight up homesteading content, I do have it over at RN homesteading. So, but here, real quick rundown. You're not growing food. Food is a byproduct of you growing soil. You're trying to make sure that soil stays aerated and full of life. Worms, microbes, bacteria that uses oxygen. All the good stuff that's in there. And you will be able to keep whatever's growing in there healthier than all get out. It is just by moving the needle with making sure there's soil diversity where you got more than just two things growing in one area. Bam, that helps. You're not strip tilling. Bam, that helps. But you know, you're adding in the calcium that the soil is going to need. Calcium helps keep that soil aerated. If you were to add a little calcium and a little water, a lot of people's soils, I mean, unless you have sandy soil, that's a whole different conversation. But I'm talking hard clay pan soil. A lot of times, a little bit of good organic calcium in the soil goes a long way. The additives that you're putting in there, like compost teas, your ferments and stuff like that, you're basically kind of just tweaking and feeding the biology that's in the ground. And you're just tweaking everything, and you're just making that plant just kind of like, you understand, oh, it needs this now. Bam, you give it to it. Now that plant, because you've already got the basics down. Don't worry about all that with the basics. If you can't grow outside, just get a decent light. If you guys need help with that, feel free to ask me about it. I'm more than happy to help you out. I know a lot about the light kits nowadays, just because I'm learning how to do a lot of this stuff. So if you guys are needing to know about light kits, certainly hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. It's not going to break the bank, and get you set up to start growing. You don't need an elaborate setup, right? So you could sit there, be growing lettuces, cabbages, tomatoes, all indoors, non-hydroponic, all in dirt, nothing special, with a good light kit. That's it. Good light kit and some water. You can grow good tomatoes. You start adding in the compost teas and stuff, and you'll go from like good tomatoes to bomb ass tomatoes. That's the only difference. You're just tweaking what's there, making it a little bit better. I say get the basics down first before you start venturing off. 90% of the time you get a plant to sprout, you add water, you're good to go. This is things that you need to do in order to basically push yourself to being self-reliant. I'm kind of getting really big with being self-reliant with today's economy. And when you go to the store, look at the ingredients. Half of it you can't read. A lot of the ingredients are banned in all of these other countries because they're toxic to the human body, but yet we sell it here in the United States. We look at obesity as now being normal, and the food industry is blaming the meat industry for what the sugar industry and the seed oil industry is doing to the world. Blows my mind, but here we are. It's like way less water with hydroponics. Yep. Yeah, you can. It's like I have 5 100-watt LED lights. If someone needs them, they are cheap. Yeah, and 100-watt light, like 12 by 12 light, 100 watter, that's pretty decent. And it's like we need to be sitting there and like looking at how can we become more self-reliant, become decentralized in every way, shape, or form. We need to stop relying on the government. The people who are in a better position do not rely on the government for anything. Do they work harder? Sometimes. It's not an easy life, but it's honest. It's proof of work. Boom. You get to yield something out of your garden. Proof of work. I have a whole table over there of tomatoes that I've got to can. Proof of work. I got more tomatoes that I get to harvest. Proof of work. You see how this goes? Everything revolves around proof of work. Be decentralized with that proof of work. Make it work for yourself. What are these farmers doing that you're not doing? They grew for themselves first, and then they sold the excess. Things they couldn't can. They didn't have enough room for it. Their abundance. Your abundance is what you share. Never share before you have abundance. It's like I can soups, potatoes, pork, and tons more. Nice, Shuby. Nice. Me and the wife are just getting into this. This is old school self-reliant stuff. What does canning do for you guys? Allows you to store food without a refrigerator. I know. Wow. Oh, amazing. You can actually store food without refrigeration. Put it in, you can bury it in the ground. Dig a hole in the ground and put it in there, and just that little bit of cooler temperature from the ground will keep that goods for you for at least a year. Pressure canner is a must. Facts. I mean, these are things that we all need to sit there and kind of, it's like it looks like Shuby's on the right path over here, but I want to get all you guys on the right path. Do these videos in the future, and you guys are all going to be like, bro, thanks, bro. Got my own property. I got my house in order. And now I have such joy in my life because my essentials are taken care of. It's like I grow my own medicine, I grow my own food, and I have my own animals for my own source of meat. An absolute must. I hope everybody gets it. These are the things that we all should be looking at. These are where I think, it's like the smarter people are going to set this up. And it's like, how can I say it? It's like having a firearm, right? That's to have it and never need to ever use it a day in your life. They make you get insurance for the same reason. Well, just in case something bad happens, you have the insurance, right? Well, what about your food? What about your money? You know, just in case. Let's have that insurance policy set up. Just in case, right? And, you know, it's like, and you're going to be looking at new hardware and stuff like that into the future, you know, and you're going to have to stay relevant with your hardware to make sure that we can all, you know, stay relevant, especially if we're all going to be mining here. You know, it's like, I don't think that GPU mining is ever going to go away. Is it going to be as popular as it was whenever Ethereum was at its height? No. But I still think it'll always be there. It's always going to be a niche little market where it's a beautiful little test bed for proof of work. I absolutely love it. And talking about test beds, let's go ahead and transition into something else real quick here. Let's see here. Go over to here. Yeah. Bam. We got Carlson Hash V2 algorithm has officially switched over. It's a little early, but they have officially switched over Carlson Hash 2 V2 mining algorithm specific features. Carlson Hash is designated for the mining Carlson. Blah, blah, blah. As a fork of Caspa, Carlson inherits, you know, similar stuff. So basically they were forking to get away from the ASICs that can, or ASICs and FPGAs that can bounce around on all of this. So they're just trying to protect their hash rate, keep it in with the GPU and CPU mining capabilities, which I'm cool with that. I'm absolutely okay with whenever somebody's trying to, you know, kind of stay to the core of, you know, who the intended market is, not just for the coins themselves, but the market for who's actually participating. Do you want the grassroots participation, or do you want to have it where it's mega corporations? Yeah, you get all the hash rate, but anybody who's grassroots gets is muscled out of the community, and it presents the community with a heavy sell pressure because these bigger mining corporations don't care about the coin. They don't care about the community. They've got hardware. They've got capital investors that are demanding to get paid back. And basically, they have to mine and transfer into Bitcoin. So they're sitting there mining coins and selling very quickly. And right on here, you've got some idea, you know, a 3070 making about 36 cents a day mining Carlson, getting about 240 Carlson. So you get a lot of Carlson at this point. Now, you can sit there and mine this and hold on to this coin and see if the price ever really rebounds with the rest of the market. You would have to ultimately kind of see long term and how this is going to work out. As far as like mining wise, because of the fork and the difficulty drop, it is now profitable to be mining on Carlson, which awesome for everybody. At 10 cents a kilowatt hour, a CMP 170HX is the top winner right now on Carlson, making 64 cents a day profit. A 4090 coming in right behind it at 25 cents. You sit there and slide down this list. I mean, pretty much a lot of this list here is now profitable. 6600s, 5600 XTs are profitable. Let's see here. A 2070 is profitable. A 2080 Ti is profitable. A 1660 Ti is profitable. Let's see here. A Radeon 7 is profitable. That's amazing because like all this hash rate's coming off of these weird little coins going over to piling on the Carlson. So take the Carlson profits while you can. I'm figuring it's not going to last very long. So let's see here. A CMP 50HX making 4 cents a day. Not bad for old hardware. Bruh. Right? Let's see. Where do we break even at here? We break even at a 6500 XT. And then a 60 6,400. And then a P106, you just start losing a little money. Just a little bit, not much. And then from that down, I mean, guys, we're almost in the territory that a 1080 Ti and a 1070 and a 580 are profitable. We're really close to 580s being profitable. A 580 is only losing you 7 cents a day on some weird coin called BlockX. But yeah, you're making you'd be losing 7 cents a day on a 580. But look how close it is to profitability. A 590 is 8 cents a day you're losing. You're so close to profitability. Now this one was kind of wild to me. A 3090 Ti is not profitable. It loses you 9 cents a day, and that's because it's basically a Titan class GPU, and the Titan class GPUs are just power hogs. So all the Titans, they were never known for just this amazing power usage. That was always in the 80 class GPUs, not the 90 class. So your 70 class and 80 class were kind of like that sweet spot for power usage, where the 90 class was just, I'm going to put it balls to the wall, right? That's what it was all about. So, I mean, like I shut down my GPU rigs in June, not profitable. Well, depending on what GPUs you have, they could be a little profitable right now because Carlson Hash just did their fork. So depending on what GPUs you have, I mean, it's not going to be get rich quick profitability, but profit's profit, right? He's like, I still CPU mine with AMD boards and processors. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, I mean, this is that time where you can sit there and take a little bit and think of it this way, guys. Yes, Carlson's not very profitable Bitcoin wise, fiat wise right now. 100%. Real talk here. You're getting more Carlson. So theoretically, if you think that the price is going to go up, you know the rest of the market, the price is going to ramp back up on the crypto market. Each one of those Carlsons is going to go more, is going to be worth more. And Carlson's going to have a little bit more of a grassroots kick now. We're going to have that little grassroots kick. Watch, guys. This has been a play that I've been waiting for a coin to actually do this. Where they're like, you know what? We're going to stay true to our GPU miners. And we're going to do it right. I don't know if they're going to do it right, but I mean, at least they're trying to stay true to the GPU mining. So they're probably going to get a community bump on this. So this might be something worth actually holding on to for a little bit and seeing what goes on with it. I mean, it's not financial advice. Oh yeah, I know. It's like, I'll look into Carlson. It's like, yeah, I know Son of a Tech and Rapid Mining did it, and I think somebody, I think a few people have done. I've seen a few videos on it already. So, I mean, I don't mind it when a coin decides a project goes, hey, we're going to stay with the grassroots community. I'm more pro that movement than anything else. Now that they've made the move, the bold move to change the algorithm up, now it's not for them to see if they can capitalize on this momentum and try to get building on this system to see if they can, you know, entice a new enthusiasm into Carlson Hash and get a community that's actually trading in the ecosystem. Because as soon as you get an ecosystem that's trading, price goes up automatically. That's what happened to Ethereum back in the day. It was just as the more and more people were using it grassroots, the more momentum the coin got, and it finally made a breakout because it wasn't that people were holding on to it. It was the fact that there was a full-on ecosystem. So it's stuff that I like to see, you know. So and then just about 6 hours ago. So if you guys are looking into it and you don't like the miners that were originally coming out, about 6 hours ago, LOL Miner just did an update. So if you go on, if you Google LOL Miner GitHub, it'll to the newest releases. It'll bring you here, and if you're using Hive, they've got it down here. You just you'll look into the writing right here, and you'll see Hive OS. And if you guys need help, certainly hit me up in Discord. I can help you walk through this. It's actually really simple. You'll set up a custom miner, and you'll have to edit everything in there on its own. And there'll be a spot where you'll copy and paste the WGET all the way to miner start, and then you copy and paste that in there, and you'll be able to launch your Hive OS miner from there. If you have any problems with that, certainly hit me up in the Discord. Links down below. So because Hive OS will not be updating this stuff for probably another day or two. They're usually at least a day behind, minimum. I've never seen them be on point updates. Ever. I never understood why, but it is what it is, right? So there's that for you. If you're doing it any other way, if you've got doing Linux, they've got the Linux PAR to download, or you've got the Windows 64.zip file to download, and you could sit there and do all of that. All this stuff, again, was just updated about 6 hours ago. Do not update from the source code. The source code was updated yesterday. Well, I would think that the source code, you would have to build it yourself. Unless you're knowing how to build from source code, I wouldn't do it. Just take it from the easy spot to do it, the Linux 64 tar, or just the regular zil.tar. Depending on which flavor of Linux you're utilizing, depends on which libraries you're going to need. And then, the Win64.zip, easiest way to run everything, unless you're on Hive OS. Now, if you're on Simple Miner OS, I'm not sure how, it's been a while since I've used them, so I don't know how quickly they have their miners update. I remember before they would update before Hive OS. I remember that Simple Miner OS was a little bit better, but it does have a little bit of a higher learning curve to utilizing the software. As much as that they try to, help walk you through it the best they can, it does get a little confusing, especially if you're a newbie at running a .dat file, or to be able to launch the miner through. So yeah, if you got any kind of problems, definitely hit me up. Be more than willing to help out. Yeah, SRB miner, Son of a Tech was going off of that because those were there was 3 miners that had it. The LOL miner's number 4. So LOL miner updated after Son of a Tech did his video. I favor LOL miner just because for me the miner runs a lot more stable, and I get more true hash rate off of it. That's just been my experience in the past. So take that for what it is. But I believe that Son of a Tech did it right before LOL did their update. And some of the reasons why I kind of hold off doing some of my video updates on stuff is that I'm kind of waiting for all the stuff to update through the whole community, and then you can go, okay, this, and this is what you can use. I'm partial to LOL miner, so that's my bias. To me, it's been the most stable. SRB miner is good because it gives you, they get it to, they're usually like some of the first ones to get the miners to work. Some of them. But yeah, I'm an LOL fan. That's just me. Just me. I'm not, to each their own for what any, like, to me, I look at it as whatever plays nicest with the hardware you have is the software that you should use with it. For me, it's always been LOL. Had very good luck with it. So, anybody got any other comments or questions before I head up out of here? We are coming up onto that 1 hour marker. Just kind of giving little gaming updates here for like some gaming and some hardware. If you are into Cyberpunk 2077 and you are a AMD person, they're finally bringing Fidelity FX Super Resolution 3 to Cyberpunk, so it'll start running a little bit cleaner on your AMD devices now. Yo, that is awesome. So they're going to be adding support for the Fidelity FX Super Resolution 3, adding in Intel support for the Super Sampling 1.3. It will also now be possible to enable both DLAA and DLSS for ray reconstruction at the same time. Adding in new utilities into the tab section for movie HDD mode on there, hybrid CPU utilization, and AMD simultaneously multi-threading options there. Whoa! Oh man, I almost want to check this out with my Threadripper and see if I can enable it and like get it to really pop. Oh. Other stability issues and visuals issues. If you guys are unfamiliar with that last part, Cyberpunk 2077 has had kind of like rendering hiccups here and there, like little stalls out like rendering stuff from time to time, and you can definitely see it glitching every so often, but definitely not something that makes it unplayable in any way, shape, or form. It's definitely not like CarX PC that I've played just recently, where it's unplayable for me, and it's an AMD problem. Everybody that's running what is it, CarX PC, new game to launch out on the PC side of things, and I go to try to get into the cars and drive around because I'm running AMD. It is as glitchy as, like, your frame rates will bottom out to like 8 frames a second. You just watch the whole frame, the whole screen just stall out. You're like, oh. And they were saying it's an issue with that you can't put it on a hard disk. Well, I didn't have it on hard disk. I had it on an external hard drive. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll uninstall that and I'll put it onto my main hard drive. And it helped out, but barely. So it's definitely a broken game that, it's like, it looks cool for what little I checked it out on, but yeah, it's too glitchy for me to be able to play. That's not what Cyberpunk has had for me, at least, but I can definitely tell that whenever I'm cranking on all the settings being turned up pretty high, I can see some like rendering hiccups here and there. Pixelization stuff that didn't render out quite right, but still overall very playable. So I'm glad to see that Cyberpunk has fixed a lot of the stuff since launch day. I mean, it was a botched launch from their side of things, and it looks like more and more games are doing that they're trying to port games out and go here's something, and it's like beyond broken. Because instead of just having a few people pissing and moaning, they're just going to throw something out whether it works or not. And it's like, guys, this is not how you're supposed to do it. It's not uncommon that we wouldn't see a game developer drop a game for a couple of years because they were trying to perfect something. It's like, I'd rather wait a couple of years on a game development than have a half-broken game come out and then 2 years later, whenever I'm tired of playing the game, that it's now fixed. It's just a very bad experience for the gamers, right? I'm just saying. Just saying. So, with that being said, other than that, the only other news that's really kind of been coming out there, if you guys haven't heard all the scandals coming out for EK, WB, for custom water block solutions here, they are definitely going through some hard times, and it's a self-inflicted wound by the CEOs. They've got like a lot of accusations on the background that I'm not sure how much has validity behind it. But I can tell you that their bank accounts are being frozen for failure of payout of not customers, of employees, and vendors have been getting paid. There is a lot of stuff going on with EK. Unfortunately, it's not a company that I can ever recommend moving forward with their horrible business practices. CEO took over after getting rid of a bunch of people, thinking that he could run a company that he has been hands off with for more than a decade. This company had became a much bigger entity than what he could ever handle. And him being over his head in everything that he was doing, he basically drove the company into the ground, single-handedly. Unfortunately, this is going to ripple through the entire computer market for a while. I mean, this company has been around for over 2 decades, creating cooling solutions, custom cooling solutions. Thankfully, there are other custom cooling solutions that are out there now, but this is one of the biggest ones. This was the go-to for a very long time for especially like GPU water blocking, custom CPU water blocking. I run a full EK system in my computer. Now, if some of the allegations that have been put out for racism, sexism, and stuff like that actually turn out to be true, would I be willing to rip that system out of my computer? I don't know. I mean, it's not like I can rip that out and I can get my money back. So I mean, either way, it's like I've already paid my money to EK. EK has already profited off of me. All I can do is just, I don't want it no more, get rid of it. But it's still not going to negate the idea that I still gave them my money. So do I want to throw away $1,200 worth of equipment? Probably not. Could I sell this for the $1,200 that I have in it? No. Could I get $1,000 for it? Hell no. It's all used equipment, right? So it's for the long haul for what it is. I'm stuck with the equipment until the equipment just absolutely wears out. I will not continue to spend money with this company. Not telling you guys what to do. I'm just saying what I'm going to do. Like, if I have any issues with any of the equipment, seals start leaking for, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to buy more stuff. I'm just going to pull the equipment out and replace it with equipment from another company. That's just how things work. Unfortunately, there's not too many companies out there that are creating water blocks for the thread rippers. So I do have that small, teeny tiny little issue. But I mean, there are other, there's, like I said, there's just not too many of them out there. So it's just like I don't have much variety of what I can go after. But there's all out there. It's like I used quantum parts for my custom cooling loops and like the products. Nice. Yeah, I've oh god, which one was Alpha Cool? I've done Alpha Cool and all these other brands. I've never really had issues with them. I just went through EK because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna treat myself to a premium line, right? And here it is. My premium line is now going to be premiumly out of business, which means that any kind of warranties are gone. Yay! It is what it is, right? But as things break on this, I'm just gonna replace it with other company stuff. They're not the only kids on the block. So there's that. And with that being said, we are definitely over that 1 hour mark, guys. So thank you everybody for being here. Definitely smash that lizard like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. Drop those FAs in the Chizity chat, fellas. Yo. Drop those FAs in the house, because this is really FA right here. Super FA. Like I previously used AlphaCool, but had issues with backplate not separating from backplates on the digital displays. Oh, wow. Yeah, I've never had issues with them. That sucks. I mean, everybody has, I guess every company has issues at least some point in time, right? But, all right, everybody. Thank you all for being here. Y'all rock. Thank you, Shuby, for this awesome FA hat and this FA keyring. Yo, that's premium, dude. It's premium. Absolutely premium. With that being said, peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one. Yo.